Good day, good evening, and what's up, everybody? This is MCSE News, and we've got a few stories to talk about. One is a little bit older, and I need to kind of explain a bit with it, but the others are pretty fresh. Some funny ones to kind of end with, because we're going to talk about some dramatic stuff, but obviously we need a bit of comedy to end with. And just for the people that have asked for this, let's get right into the news. I sold my soul then to say that, but it was worth it. Let's do it. So our first story is all about occasional dashes and blocks not registering. This is something that is currently under investigation. Now, I have had experience with this, not kind of like things where I've gone like, oh, that should have landed. Oh, I mean, that should have blocked. Oh, that should have registered as well. Like, it doesn't seem to be kind of clear, and a lot of the issues I think stem from the secret update. The secret update was meant to kind of road test a beta of the game, but I think in some ways, I don't know if it's that they're not kind of communicating with one another, and I don't know if that really is attributed, but it just seems kind of odd that something that was put into the game for certain people to beta test is now affecting other ones. This is something that is under investigation as said, and Kabam Wolf has said that the team is working on a few different fixes and improvements for dashing and blocking, as well as combat in general. All of these updates will hopefully be ready soon. Thanks so much for bearing with us. Now, this is something that I hope will then be in the update for Wednesday, and you know, I'm really hoping for some drastic improvements to Daredevil. I've kind of played with that character. I've even ranked him up to rank 5, and that video will be coming up shortly. And I do feel that there's some elements that obviously we know about the whiffing, and it doesn't just whiff, it absolutely stinks. So that's the thing, we need to see a little bit of drastic improvement, and hopefully the new update for 14.0, 14.1 even, will be in and will be so much better than we are experiencing at the moment. So our second story is all about something that kind of dropped last week, and this is something where I can't really 100% check the source of where it comes from, because it is a screenshot taken from someone's lineup, which does seem to indicate that there's been some kind of secret handshakes been going on between top alliances when it comes to alliance wars. Now, even though this is old news, it's still something that provides a talking point. Like, a lot of people will say that, hey, this is just complete like horseshit. Why is this something that can be, you know, a secret handshake's been going on between alliances? But then other people will say, well, the extensive kind of nature of item use with regards to really strong alliances that you face off. If you're a really strong alliance facing off a really strong alliance, and you have you know, everyday bro for your war, you're going to be like, well, it's not really fair to lose all those units because I really want to kind of get the win for my alliance or with my alliance. There's a lot more expense when it comes to really top alliance grinding and alliance wars. So there's two kind of camps with this. I'm staying completely neutral on this. I can see the point of the top alliances going like, well, the extensive kind of grind is expensive, but at the same time, yeah, it goes back to the old way where it was kind of manipulating the system, where you were going to go into other alliances and go like, hey, do you mind if you kind of like run 2 stars and we run 4 stars? And then, you know, this is like how it works with the kind of the fight sequence. It was like, it does go a little bit back to that, but at the same time, you know, there's 2 different arguments to this, and I don't think that I think that, again, and is like playing devil's advocate here, Kabam are really the fault with regards to this. If they've got a system where it's easily exploited, then it really is the job of the developer to make up something that is going to be beneficial for all parties, whether or not you are losing, whether or not you're winning, whether or not you're spending a lot of units. There's got to be some kind of give and take here in order to be very liberal about the situation. And without going into too much detail, if you go to the link which is in the description and have a look at some of the kind of discussion points, there's a great conversation between Fel the Trainer and Biz187, and it really does kind of detail a kind of an interesting format to how to change to in order to make the situation maybe a bit better. And following on from our talk on Alliance Wars, I just want to shout out Frojo34 and Lord Shader. A link to Frojo34's YouTube channel is in the description below, and he is a great Marvel Contest of Champions YouTuber, and you should go and subscribe to him. But both were talking to me. In particular, Shadow sent this through to both of us, which was basically about his conversation, his kind of experience with kind of talking to Kabam about the way that matchmaking is balanced from an alliance level and the kind of opponents that he was facing off against, and the fact, well, you know, is there something that really could be done there? And I just don't think that Kabam really have addressed this kind of alliance wars kind of matchup. And in particular, they say matchmaking is not instant, as it tries to find match for your alliance with an opponent of equal and similar strength. If such an alliance cannot be found, and obviously that's the big issue, the search will begin to expand until it pulls from an alliance currently waiting on a match. Right, that's where things get a little bit more kind of difficult, because this is theoretically what he had to put up with. So as you can see here, X unit 1502 against core, obviously core champions of the realm elite 2991. It's like average member rating 598,000, and then against 316. It's pretty sad to see that, and it's pretty scary as well. It's like really scary. So it's like, I even put like anyone got lube, because it's gonna hurt. It's really gonna hurt. And then it goes back to that kind of the way of thinking about like what the balancing, like should Kabam instead like just completely kind of cut it off and say like, right, well, you can't, the matchmaker instead is more intelligent, should be more intelligent, and just go like, right, if they're waiting for a long time, I understand they've been waiting for a long time, if no one comes about, then should they go against an AI of like a Kabam creation AI, or should they wait even longer to get a potential opponent, or do they theoretically go somewhat lower? Because that's kind of a real, this is when the matchmaking algorithm, and I love that word, algorithm, really does mess up. So I think your suggestions on a postcard in the comments below, and like, how would you sort this problem out? Would you think that it would be better then to be put against a Kabam created AI? Should it be in something completely different, where instead of you going, you know, waiting longer, you should wait even longer in order to find something, and just wait until that you kind of got more of a right fit with a kind of a kind of up, like as far as you go, would be 200 rating up or 200 rating down. How would this be best fit? You know, like I said, in the comments below to let us know, because something needs to really kind of be got to give with alliance wars. Now the alliance that I'm in, Odin, we have like you know, a couple weeks where we matchmake and we find something, you know, quite good, and then there'll be like a couple weeks where we find something quite bad. I think it's just really a lottery with it, and most of the time it's kind of consistent, but there's the odd time when it's inconsistent. And going back to this previous message, it does seem that, you know, we should be giving as much feedback to Kabam as possible about alliance wars. I mean, it's not perfect, it could be better, and we're still waiting for base, so I suppose they've got to work on something. So yeah, answers down in the comments below about how you think we should improve alliance wars. So our final story, and to end on a laughing note, because I think it's pretty important to kind of have a laugh wherever you can within the game, because there's quite a bit of BS, but there's a lot of things to enjoy about it. This tickled my fancy. I saw this on Reddit. It took me about a month of being on the subreddit as a new player to realize LOL didn't mean laugh out loud and meant Labyrinth of Legends. I thought this was pretty funny. It is incredibly funny, because where I work and what I kind of work with regards to law, there's something called a limit of liability, which is called an LOL. Which is funny, because it's like you want to say, oh, it's a lol, it's a laugh out loud. The same thing could be for like Labyrinth of Legends, and obviously that is what the kind of like, I've over explained this, but still it's like laugh out loud, Labyrinth of Legends, lol. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching this MCC news. If you did enjoy any of the news articles that you saw, then look in the description below and go and check them out, and also like this video, because it really helps the channel out and supports it going forward, yada yada, blah blah blah. Anyway, thanks again. Remember to subscribe if you like MCC content, and well, catch me on social media, link is in the description. Thank you for the people that submitted a lot of those news articles, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye bye for now.